We used to, once upon a time, have readings virtually every day, but all the things closed down when people became afraid of each other. So it's true. Most of it's paranoia. So Janet Kuypers made a little booklet for the poem she's going to read tonight, which is for me, and I'm very grateful. And she's a conservationist, she's a vegetarian, ethical poet, but most of all, conscientious in the sense that she recognized that poetry communities are in every city, every state, every possible place where people gather. So she used to run readings in Chicago, right, and still goes back to Chicago and is a feature there, or running the night, depending on the night, and is also linking with poets from all over America and the world via that creature called Zoom. So would you please welcome up the amazing, astonishing, incredible environmentalist Janet Kuypers.
I can do that. Thank you.
Help me. Not just me.
It's too fat for it. It's the wrong side.
Can I hold it for you? Okay.
I like making things difficult for everybody. Nobody can figure out how this works. Hi. I want to thank you all so very much. I thought I would start with, I believe it's on page 24 in the book, my poem in this, and there are lots and lots of photos within it, but I had asked them, asked them if they could put my photo that I took of a whale in that photo, because I don't know where all of those photos of different animals came from, so yeah, I got my photo of a whale in here. This is a poem called Uniqueness Finds Love. Pacing inside my walls, I was trapped in this cage after hearing the news of one lonesome whale roaming the Pacific with a 52 hertz mating call, higher than what any other whale could hear. Discovered by naval researchers, this one whale pulled on the heartstrings of many generations, because we all too painfully know that loneliness and that desperation. Can anyone hear our pleas? Pandemics force us into isolation, which further restricts any chance for connection. Days become years as we are forced into the separation, and we suddenly now connect to this one lonesome whale. So, in our new isolation, we sit in our boxes, type questions to our internet corporate big brother, and realize that we're not alone in loss, as newspapers share, musicians croon, and researchers search to no avail, until they found audio recordings of that one singular sound in two places. There was another. So without finding the whale, they instead found hope that no matter who you are, no one is truly alone. I am honored that I get to share 3 poems with you guys, because if you want to know a thing or two about me, I thought I'd share with you. One, I do scientific stuff. I'm a logical person, so I'm going to share with you a Twitter-length periodic table poem that actually relates to the poem that you just heard. I'm also going to share with you a very ethically, morally charged piece that's about animals, because that's so my style too, and I'll end it on a lighter note so that it doesn't get too carried away. This first one I'd like to share with you is from the recently released book of Twitter-length periodic table of poems. And it is for Bismuth, number 81 in the periodic table, and it actually relates to that same poem. This is Bismuth in an Ocean of One. Only tiny bits of bismuth are in the Pacific, not unlike the one loathsome whale the Navy heard at 52 hertz, higher than what any other whale can hear. Media, musicians mourned, we all understood that loneliness, until ocean audio heard two 52 hertz sounds, proving no one's truly alone. And oftentimes with little ones, if I had an image along with it, we would have an Instagram image that would show as well, and I think I have that same whale image in there for you guys. But this next poem I wanted to share with you, I just wrote Wednesday, knowing how I am the type that would write politically charged pieces. This, another piece about aquatic animals. This is called Only Recourse. Kittens watched me walk away before I stepped on a plane, flying me 16 hours away on to a time zone 11 and a half hours early. Stepping off the plane, exhausted, I saw hundreds of fish in a long glass aquarium along the floor as they advertised a fish pedicure. Now, I've swam to ocean floor sharks. I've had barracuda circling my feet. So I thought, an all-natural way to feed fish and relieve my feet? What a deal. So I sat there, and I sat down as hundreds of fish swam over for a nibble, and I couldn't stop giggling the entire time. And now, I'm a lover of animals. I wouldn't kill them to wear them or to eat them. So only years later did I learn from the New Delhi Times, Al-Bail Mujamar. You can't see that, it's here in a different language, but the problem that humans caused, exploiting thousands of animals to create some extravagant, unneeded, unnecessary niche market. These little fish, called Gararufa, are specially grown in tanks and imported into India, eating human flesh when starved of their plankton and vegetable diet. These mistreated fish suffer with symptomatic bacterial infections for their eyes, mouth, gills, abdomen, and their excrement is in all of that water we humans are charmed into putting our feet in. I mean, some of these foot baths may even cause hepatitis C and HIV. As I said before, what a treat. This water was once tested in a shipment where a slew of different bacteria thrived, resilient to most antimicrobial diseases, medications that cause soft tissue damage. And since this isn't a medical procedure, there's no oversight whatsoever. I put my feet into a tank like this once, thinking that I was doing something good for the fish. Silly me. I should remember that when it comes to humans, the first thing they think when it comes to animals is abuse. And in this case, maybe we should be thinking about how to help these thousands of animals instead. I mean, I believe that I'm a concerned citizen to help women trapped in physical or sexual abuse. I immerse myself in other cultures to assist all who do not fit the Caucasian mold. And I think being a vegetarian is enough to help all animals on planet Earth, but I once inadvertently became a willing participant in torture and abuse of thousands and thousands and thousands, and I giggled about it the entire time. So it makes me wonder, did I mistreat the fish that I kept in an aquarium, including the bluegills from a lake that could have been someone else's meal? Well, I didn't starve them, where their only recourse was consuming human flesh. Because really, if we're all about love, how do we show it if we turn a blind eye and give more concern to our own comfort instead? Because, of course, giving ourselves comfort is all well and good, But wonder what the real cost of a feel-good is. Step back and embrace the big picture. Because when we see the good one thing can do, that's where there's real comfort for everyone. Because I can't leave it on just that's a heavy note like that. But I wrote a poem when I was 9 years old called Under the Sea. And just this past year, I had a male artist and a female one come up with doing little picture books of them, a little girl's journey and a little boy's journey that could tell you all about the things under the sea. So just for fun of it, I thought I would go through this really, really quickly. I hope you get a kick out of it. This is Under the Sea. I'll try to show it. I'd like to be under the sea to watch the fish go swim. I would like to squish a jellyfish and then let go of him. I'd like to grab a soft-shelled crab and take him for a walk. I'd like to hurdle over a turtle and teach dolphins to talk. I'd like to see a manatee and then go play by him. I'd like to do all of these things if only I could swim. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
By the way, it's Janet and John's wedding anniversary, and they took time out to be with us tonight. Isn't that wonderful?
22 years together.